High school's already a shit show without being assigned a friend-making mission by the principal. But that's exactly what happened last semester when Principal Reyes called our group, me, Liv, Erin, and Sasha, into her office. "There's a new student," she said, smiling like it was our responsibility to fix her broken social life. "Be inclusive, okay? Make her feel at home." We rolled our eyes but nodded. What were we supposed to say? "Nah, we don't want to babysit some socially awkward freshman." Enter Camille. This chick was off, not just socially awkward, full-on weirdo. She was rail thin with greasy black hair that always clung to her face like seaweed. Her eyes darted around like she was looking for something or someone to kill. But we tried. God help us, we fucking tried. At first, she just stared at us during lunch like she was mentally cataloguing our blood types. Erin, being way too nice, invited her to sit down. Camille didn't say a word, just sat there picking at her crusty black nail polish and sneaking glances at our food like she wanted to lick it. Liv whispered to me, "She's giving serious bury you in the backyard vibes." I stifled a laugh. Facts. We thought she'd get bored and move on, but no. Camille latched onto us like a tick. She followed us everywhere, even standing outside the bathroom when we went in like a fucking security guard. It got worse when she started getting territorial. If anyone else even talked to us, she'd glare at them like she was planning their funeral. Liv finally snapped. "Yo, Camille, chill," she said one day at lunch. "We're not your property or whatever." Camille's eyes went dark. "I just want us to be friends," she said, her voice low and weirdly calm. "Well, maybe stop acting like a freak and we might actually want to hang out with you," Liv shot back. I swear to God the air around us got colder. Camille's face went blank, but I saw it, that simmering rage underneath. She didn't say anything else, just got up and walked away. The next day, Camille showed up to school looking different. She wasn't in her usual baggy black hoodie and ripped jeans. Nope. This time she was in skin-tight black leggings that clung to every inch of her legs, paired with a crop top that barely covered anything. Her hair was down and glossy, and she was wearing makeup that made her eyes look huge and intense. "Holy shit," Sasha whispered. "Is that Camille?" "No way," Erin muttered. But it was. She strutted down the hall like she owned the place, and every guy's jaw hit the floor, including Liv's boyfriend, Jake. Liv rolled her eyes. "God, he's such a dog." Camille caught Jake staring and smiled. Not a normal smile, a predatory one. We watched in stunned silence as she walked right up to him, leaned in and whispered something in his ear. His face went red, but he didn't back away. "What the actual fuck?" Liv muttered. Before anyone could process what was happening, Camille grabbed Jake by the collar and kissed him, hard. Gasps echoed through the hallway. Teachers froze. Even the janitor stopped mopping. "Bitch, I will end you!" Liv shouted, shoving through the crowd. But then it got worse. Camille bit down on Jake's lip, and I swear to God, she didn't stop. Blood gushed everywhere as Jake screamed, flailing like a fish on land. Camille didn't let go. She fucking ripped his tongue out. People started screaming. "Holy fucking shit!" Erin gagged. Camille stood there, blood dripping down her chin, holding Jake's twitching tongue between her teeth. And then she swallowed it. I dry heaved. Liv lost it, lunging at Camille, but security grabbed her first. "Get that psycho out of here!" someone shouted. Camille didn't resist as they dragged her away. She just stared at us with that same blank expression, like she hadn't just gone full cannibal in the middle of the hallway. Jake was rushed to the hospital, but last I heard, his tongue was long gone. Camille got expelled, obviously. Rumour has it she's in some psych ward upstate, but honestly, I still see her sometimes in my dreams, in the shadows of crowded places, always with that smug, blood-streaked smile, and I swear to God, If I ever hear from Principal Reyes about being inclusive again, I'm moving to a different school. Look, I get it. I shouldn't have been out at the gas station at midnight, but I ran out of oat milk and had the nerve to want cereal before bed. So there I was, looking a hot mess in my hoodie and slides, praying I didn't run into anyone I knew. The Chevron on 4th Street was sketch as hell. Half the lights were out and the pump card readers were always broken, but it was the closest spot, so I sucked it up. I parked right by the door. Pro tip: always park close enough to dip if shit gets weird. I made my way inside. The smell of old mop water and beef jerky hit me like a slap. I headed straight for the cooler, my eyes locked on that overpriced oat milk like it was the last sip of life. That's when I noticed him, this crusty dude in a camo jacket standing by the candy aisle. He wasn't buying shit, just standing there, staring at me like I owed him money or something. Whatever, I thought. Guys be weird. I grabbed the oat milk and booked it to the register. The cashier was this teenage kid with pimples and an attitude. He barely glanced at me as he scanned my stuff. $6.49. Jesus Christ, for oat milk. I should have just gone to Whole Foods. He gave me a dead-eyed stare. You paying or nah? I swiped my card, muttering about capitalism when I felt it, that creepy-ass sensation that someone was behind me. Yup. It was Camo Jacket dude. Too close. Like I could smell the stale cigarettes on his breath. You from around here? He asked, voice raspy. Nah, I lied, grabbing my receipt. You got pretty hair, he said, leaning in like we were on some fucking date. Thanks, I muttered, speed walking out of there. The cold air hit me and I felt a tiny bit better. I just needed to get to my car and forget this bullshit ever happened. But as I unlocked my door, I caught movement in the corner of my eye. Oh, hell no! Camo Jacket was walking out of the store, eyes locked on me. Fuck this, I whispered, jumping in my car and locking the doors. I started the engine and peeled out of the lot, heart racing. My eyes flicked to the rearview mirror. He was standing there, just watching me drive off like some horror movie villain. Whatever, I'm good now. I took a deep breath and turned up the music to drown out my nerves. Beyoncé was telling me I was flawless, and I wanted to believe her. I was 2 blocks from my apartment when I saw headlights behind me. At first, I didn't think anything of it, but then the car matched my turns. Right, left, another right. Don't do this, I whispered, gripping the wheel. Please don't fucking do this. I pulled into my apartment complex, heart pounding. The car followed, parking a few spots down. My fight or flight kicked in hard. I wasn't about to lead this creep to my door. I grabbed my phone and pretended to be on a call as I got out of the car. Yeah, babe, I'm home, I said loudly. You still cleaning your gun? Cool, cool. The car door opened. I glanced back. Camo Jacket was getting out, moving slow like he had all the time in the world. My legs went weak, but I kept walking, phone pressed to my ear like it was a fucking lifeline. I made it to the lobby and slammed the door behind me, locking it. My breath was ragged as I peeked through the glass. He was standing right outside, staring at me with this dead-ass expression. I held up my phone. I'm calling the cops, I shouted. He didn't move. Adrenaline was surging through me and I was 2 seconds from actually dialing 911 when he finally backed off, his face twisting into this nasty smirk. See you around, he said, his voice muffled through the glass. Then he walked back to his car like nothing happened. I didn't sleep that night. Every creak, every shadow had me on edge. The next morning, I called the complex manager and begged for better security cameras. But you know what stuck with me the most? That look he gave me. The kind that said, this ain't over. And yeah, I carry pepper spray now, but honestly, I'm still not sure it'll be enough.
After school, we were all bored as shit. So naturally, the idea of throwing a football in the woods came up. It was me, Josh, Caden, and Lex. Caden was the one who always hyped up dumb ideas. "Come on, it's just woods," he said, grinning like he was offering us a life-changing adventure. "Bro, I'm not trying to get ticks or chased by some rabid deer," I said. But of course, I grabbed my hoodie and followed them anyway. What else was I gonna do? Go home and listen to my mom bitch about the dishes? The trees were tall and thick, their branches tangling like they were gossiping about us. The sun was already dipping, casting long-ass shadows. Josh lobbed the ball in the air, and Caden caught it like he was in the NFL or some shit. We noticed a couple of unset bear traps and thought nothing of it. This town was known for loving its hunting season. "Run that route!" Josh yelled, his voice echoing through the trees. Caden sprinted past Lex, who flipped him off. I cut to the side, and Lex chucked the ball straight at my chest. It hit hard, but I caught it. "Hell yeah," I yelled. "Sign me up for varsity." We were all laughing, trying to outdo each other with plays, until Josh suddenly froze. "What?" I asked, out of breath. He nodded toward a small cabin in the distance. "Yo, is that someone in the window?" We all turned. Sure as hell, there was a figure standing in the grimy-ass window of the cabin. Just standing there. The dude was pale as fuck, with greasy hair and this hollow, dead-eyed stare that made my stomach knot. He wasn't moving, just watching. "Bro, what the fuck?" Caden muttered. "Is that one of those hermits or something?" Lex asked. "Hermit? This isn't fucking Skyrim," I said, trying to laugh it off, but my voice cracked. "Maybe he's just, like, curious or whatever." Josh squinted. "Curious my ass. He's looking at us like we're dinner." We stood there like dumbasses, staring back at him. The longer I looked, the weirder it got. The dude wasn't blinking. Not once. "All right, nah, I'm out," I said, tossing the ball to Josh. "This feels like the start of some true crime shit." Caden laughed nervously. "What? You scared of one weird-ass dude?" "Bruh, that ain't just weird. That's Jeffrey Dahmer vibes," I shot back. Lex snorted. "He's probably just a local meth head." "Yeah? And meth heads do what?" "Fucking stab people," Josh said, backing up. We were all about to dip when the guy in the window moved, not like casually. It was sudden and jerky, like someone pressed fast forward on his body. His head tilted sideways, his neck popping loudly even from a distance. "Holy shit," Caden whispered. My skin crawled. "Dude, we need to go." As we turned to leave, I heard the window creak open. Not just a crack, fully wide open. The dude leaned out, his face shadowed, but we could hear his breathing. Heavy, ragged, and too fucking loud. "Y'all playing football?" he asked, his voice low and gravelly. None of us answered. My heart was racing so fast I thought it was going to explode. "Nice day for it," he added, like we were besties or something. "Yeah, we're done," Josh stammered, taking a step back. The man grinned, and it was the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen. His teeth were jagged and yellow, like he'd been chewing on rocks. "Why don't you come closer?" he said, still leaning out the window. "We can all play." "Hell no." I grabbed Caden's arm. "We're out. We booked it, sprinting through the trees like our lives depended on it. My lungs burned, but I didn't care. I wasn't stopping until I was back at the school parking lot. When we finally made it out of the woods, Lex was wheezing. Holy shit. What was that? I don't fucking know, Josh gasped. But we are never going back there. Caden looked back, his face pale. You think he's gonna follow us? I shook my head, trying to steady my breathing. Nah, but that dude, he wasn't right. Something's off in those woods. Josh nodded. Next time, we're playing football at the park. Fuck that forest. We all agreed, but as we walked back to our cars, I couldn't shake the feeling that the guy was still watching, waiting. And I swear to God, I'll never step foot in those woods again.